YouTube is live. Awesome. Looks like we are good to go on both of these. So, there we go. Okay, so now camera is on my hands. That's good. Of course, it's going to be all funny. Hey, follow this hand. Hey, over here. Hey, hey, follow my hands. Thank you. Let's see here. One moment. Of course, the camera wants to just follow my hands entirely right now, even when I don't really want it to. Hey, camera, can you stop? Camera, hands are over here. No. No, hey, stop trying to follow my left hand. You just follow the right. Actually, let me see here. Is there an option I can hit on this? Because that's getting a little annoying. Hand tracking. No, it's on the correct hand. Oh well. One sec. Told my friend I'd let him know when I'm live. There we go. Now I should be able to see both chat. Need to move this around just a little. There we go. Now I've got both. And camera, hands. There we go. So now, start off with a Contemptor Dreadnought. Oh. Hey, camera. You're not very good about following my actual hands. Hey, hands over here. It's like really fascinated with my left hand. Alrighty. Okay, set that right back there. Let's see, I need to move this where it's a little less in the way. Set this back here. Okay, so Contemptor Dreadnought. Lots of pieces. Lots of stuff. All very small. Okay, so we're looking for sheet A. I love how it specifically calls out in the directions A18 and A35, but none of these sheets have letters anywhere marking that on them. Oh well. Let's see here. Just gotta find the actual pieces. Camera, can you look at my hands? Like, seriously. Down here. Actually, you know, I'm gonna turn off the hand tracking. One sec. Turn that off. Now we are going to add preset position. Oh no. See, you had it almost right. This is preset 1. In fact, we're just gonna leave it like that. Okay. I think that's good. Okay. Now then, figure out where all these feet pieces are. Okay, so this looks like some foot parts. Okay, so here's 18. 18 and 19 go together. Let's give a couple little sneeps. Okay, so that's 18 and 19. Alrighty, gonna move this little transfer sheet over here. Then that has 21 and 20, which are probably on the same sheet. 20. Okay, and then 21, which is a weird little nubbin piece. It's 24, 23, 25, 27, 22, 21. There we go. Get these little screw connector spots cleaned off. Alright, get that little piece. Okay, that one's good. Okay. I can already tell this is going to be a pain in the balls to make. But oh well. Okay. So it looks like way around does this go? So you have these two parts here, which definitely fit together like that. Okay. And then this piece here, little toe cap, I assume. Yeah, that goes there. Then this caps it off. Okay. So now, let's go ahead and get the glue. Ain't nothing like the smell of plastic cement. Okay. Good. And said foot will just go right there. I feel like this stuff is almost too quick to dry. But it is working. Okay. First foot done. I think I will swap over to the slower cement. Okay. 1A is done. Now we move on to, looks like, a bit of the shin. This is 15, 16, and 17. Okay, here's 16. Means 15 and 17 should be around here too. And snip 16 out. There's 16. Now 17. Where are you, 17? Okay, here's 15. Okay, got 15 and 16. Now we just need 17. Where is my 17? Ah, here's 17. Good. Okay. Okay. Looks like this has a little hole that goes in the back. It's good to know. Curious, how much is my head in the way here? Not good. Okay. Well, I feel like I want to move the camera just a smidge to the right. No, this is a Horse Heresy Contemptor Dreadnought, aka the Custodes Dreadnought. So, this one's going to be fun to put together. And welcome in. Oh, no. No, see, the thing is that most of the models for Custodes, their Dreadnoughts and Land Raiders, are also the 30k models as well. That'll work. I have no desire to be doing 30k too. Like that. Just no. Especially while I'm fun employed, I don't have that kind of money. They do have several things that are Forge World only, yeah. It is about half the roster, technically. That's where they get a lot of their options to actually have more versatility. But they're still perfectly fine without it. Like, they have one option in their roster that is their Land Raider, which has the Godhammer Lascannon. Like, for a dumb example, I can actually bring it up. It's on here somewhere. Adeptus Custodians, data sheets. Then you have their Venerable Land Raider. The bastard has this Godhammer Lascannon, which has a 2-up accuracy. Camera doesn't really capture it very well. Let's see, maybe a little to the right. Yeah, well, actually that comes through pretty decent there. Yeah, 48-inch range, 2 shots on each las cannon, which it has 2 of the bastards. Hits on 2s, strength of 12, 3 AP, and a minimum of 2 damage, maximum of 7 per shot. And they're 220 points a pop. Like, they're actually pretty reasonably costed for what they are. Let's see here. So these go together. So it is like the drawback to the Custodes is that they have the ability to bring high firepower like that. But if they bring that high firepower, then they give up all of their options for holding objectives. So it becomes this stupid position for them of they can either take objectives or they can kill things. But they have a hard time doing both. I'm trying to figure out how this piece goes together. Does it go like so? Like, this instruction for it is pretty stupid. Yeah, that definitely sounds like an average Custodes game. Like, Custodes are stupid strong, almost unfair to play against. But they definitely don't have a lot of staying power. Okay, so that is how this goes together. Good, good. Excellent. Let's forget just how strong this this specific cement is. I mean, it makes sense though. Like, orc stuff, for some reason, orc vehicles are either way cheap or stupid expensive, and there's really no in between. I'm assuming that goes somewhere like that. Nah, we'll find out here in a minute. So we have 1A, 1B. Now we have 12 and 13, wherever they are. 12 and 13. Nice. I like this new camera I got. New camera, new microphone. Should hopefully be coming through nice and clear. If you want to know something really stupid, I was looking at flyers, like flying units and 40K, and I found a really, really stupid thing. So if a unit has the aircraft keyword, they have to start in reserves. They then get moved into strategic reserves at the start of the game. So they cannot come in until the start or after the movement phase of turn 2. So they come in after movement, And then they can't move until turn 3. Because they come in after the movement has already happened. So your aircrafts have to come in 6 inches from a board edge and can't do any movement until the 3rd turn of a 5-turn game. Now, if you have the ability to hover, then you can get around that, but not every aircraft can hover. Pretty much, yeah. It's really depressing. Because there's so many cool aircraft. Okay, so I'm looking for 14, which is right here. AdMech is lucky that their Stratoraptors can at least hover. Like, I could see the aircraft being viable if they could come in on turn 1 and not move until turn 2. Because at least then you're able to get some use out of it. It's like not being able to come in or do anything is just, meh. Well, it's like you can even have a good laugh with that. Let's say they come in on turn 3, and if you inadvertently have to move it off the table on turn 3, then it can't attack. It doesn't get to do anything, and it can't come back in till turn 4. But let's say you bring it out on turn 4, then it has to come back in on turn 5 and can't move again. First move, strafing run. Yeah, like, it totally makes sense. And saying they have to be locked to a 90-degree turn, it's like, really? Like, I could see that of maybe the most ramshackle aircraft, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure orcs would end up driving their aircraft impossibly hard because they believed they could turn it. It's like everything else orky shouldn't work. Why can't their aircraft literally do, like, spiraling movements? Here comes the other foot. Like, orc aircraft should cost basically nothing, considering orcs have such bad shooting to begin with. It feels like you're just trolling yourself to use a really, really cool unit. Eight and 7. 8 and 7. Ah, goodness. Let's see here. I mean, you're not wrong. Like, orcs way more than make up for it if they can get into melee range. But most people will try and do everything they can to keep that from happening. If they don't, then they've never gotten bitch slapped by a chopper. Curious, how does the zoom look here? Zoom in closer. Didn't zoom in. Zoom in closer. Okay, I'm guessing if it's locked, then it won't won't follow voice commands. Bummer. Maybe if I set up position 2 for it? That's okay. I'm trying voice commands with the camera, and because it is set to locked position right now, it's not able to do zoom in commands. If I do this. No. Looks like it won't track. I mean, that's what happens when you're in an office. People like to talk. Not always a bad thing. In fact, quite often it can be kind of nice to have conversations going on. Using A11. There we go. Then I can pop the bottom on. Scrape off some of that extra glue. Don't want it melting the foot. There you go. And the toe. Nice. Okay, so I've got those 3 over there. Then I've got the next one, which is 4, 5, 6. There's 4. Then 5 and 6 should be these 2, yeah. 5 and 6. Any feedback on the stream as I'm going would be greatly appreciated. If there is a comment, criticism, concern, etc., as the easiest way for me to make it better is to know if there's something that doesn't really jive very well, you know? And no complaints also works too. Because if it's working well, then I am fine with that too. One sec. Okay. Oh. I've been trying to figure out a good way to have like the camera catch everything that I'm doing without getting my face in it. I don't know if it matters that much. Because, like, if I had the control for the camera over here, like on my laptop beside me, then I could do minor adjustments a lot easier. That's interesting. Okay. Yep. Cool. That's fair. That is fair. Just did that one. Now it's A1 and A2. And now I haven't seen too many, or haven't sought out too many streams for people who are doing this type of stuff. Most of the ones that I end up catching tend to be people who are actively painting. True. So if I'm sitting like this, maybe I can swing this over just a little. Nah, that really didn't do much. And over like this. That's a little better. And then I move my head into it. True. That's what I was hoping to do with the calling for it to zoom in closer. Let me see if I can get that to actually work. More settings. Something like that, maybe. Now, back into my usual position. Yeah, that does get my head out of it while I'm in a normal working spot. Cool. Because I was trying to call for it to do a zoom in, but it just wasn't wanting to zoom. I want A3. Should be that. Call for preset 1. For some reason, the voice commands just don't want to work. How strange. Oh well, that's just something else to fiddle with later. Go. Okay, so I got those two complete. Now it's 24, 23, 24, and 23. Yep. First time ever putting together one of these specific dreadnoughts. I feel like the next ones will go faster. Speaking of next ones. I have 3 of the bastards. Oh, there's one, and then the other one right here. Okay. Looks like no real gnarly bits of sprue left. All honesty, I'm a little surprised at just how small the base is for this dreadnought. Like, it's not exactly a big base. Good. Where's I kind of meandered back in. Very good. I've got 2 of those. Next is 26 and 25. Which are these 2 here. Okay. So those go together like... Sure. No? Yeah. Gotta be like... Okay, yeah. That just felt so wrong the way that it goes together. Oh, got that piece. Now looks like it gets its crotch plate, which is 27. Yes. And this goes like so. Yep. Just a little dab. Ready? That's in place. Next, 28, 29, and 30. Here's 30. Let's do one more little snip. There we go. 30, 28. And 29 is around here somewhere. It has to be 29. Yeah. I would like to have my Custodes at least ready for play here in the next week or so. I suppose they don't all have to be perfectly painted or anything, but would at least like them to be ready to go. Okay. Goes like that. Yep. Right into there. Good. Right. It's there. Then this goes like that. Yes. Vents down. Cool. Okay, so now it looks like I'm starting to assemble the actual legs. This one was L. This one was K. Yep. Okay. So you have the foot, which then gets connected to this, like so. Which then gets connected to this. Yeah. So you can have it about like that. Then that goes up into this. Okay. Kind of pressing stuff together to at least see how I want this thing to be posed. This toe is kind of pointed forward or pointed up a little. Means that leg should probably be a bit further forward. Yeah. So, let's see here. How do I want to do that? I think about like that would probably work. Of course, what I'm fiddling with isn't even in camera, so yay. Move my fiddlings over a little. Putting together the legs. Because they're going to be fitting into the waist piece, but because they are the way they are, I need to get this at least mostly figured out before I glue it all together. Okay. Okay. So that's about right for that. And I can go ahead and lather this up with a little bit of that cement. Okay. Yes, okay. Like, wait, did I put that together wrong? But no. Ah, then this weird toe plate thing goes over the knee. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Go ahead and just a couple little dabs there. Then slide that into place. Feels weird for this to have so much detail on the knee piece and then cover it up with a plate. Like, literally, covering up any of this detail with that little bit of plate. It makes sense, but still. Yeah, kind of want it to have a little bit more bend to this knee. Work. It's okay. There's really not that much detail. Like, actually, if I bring it up, then it loses the light. But, yeah, it's like, there's not that much detail to the actual piece. Of course. Just some weird, like, little gears and teeth inside of it, where it's like, okay, you have this, it's very clearly there, but you're immediately covering it up with a armor plate. Like, it makes sense. It just seems a little silly. Like, they could have saved some time and detail by just not adding details that are completely covered. Did not get enough on that. There we go. That just needs to be pressed in. Get a little bit of glue on that foot. True. I could see that. Like having nice bits of battle damage, or cutting away parts with a little Dremel or rotary tool or something might be a decent touch. Let's see if that foot's flat. That needs to be about like that. There we go. Okay. Of course, that foot came undone a little. I think he's pushing off. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I don't use the helping hands very often, but they are nice whenever I do break them out. Or actually use them. Okay. Move my phone so I can actually get back to the models, or to the pieces. So 31 and 32. There's 32 and 31. Okay. Now this piece goes actually like that. Okay. Go. Weird. I made this piece here. Where does this one actually go? I haven't referenced it yet. Everything else was. Oh well. It'll get eventually used, right? 33 and 34. These two. Yep. Okay. Okay, so these go on. Gotcha. I might be wrong. I might be right. That way. Yes. Okay. These are almost press fit the way that they go together. All right. We have 35 next. Just here. Yeah. Very precariously. Just kind of hanging in the middle of space. Okay. Get that put in there. Yeah. There we go. It does feel a little dumb on the positioning here, because this is where the head goes. So the head fits here, and the arms come out literally beside the head. It's one of those, I get it, but it is kind of silly. Yeah, we'll just do the standard head for this one. It's 36 and 37. I honestly doubt I'm going to do any painting today. Just because I don't plan to stream for a super long time. This is more just testing everything, making sure that it's at least in a decent setup. Make sure that I could actually connect to both Twitch and YouTube. Yeah. I will agree with that. And I guess the Dreadnought kind of makes sense why it could be like the head positioned so weirdly compared to the arms and legs. considering literally it's more just like Space Marine soup inside of the armor. So it's like there's no actual arms inside of there. It's just the poor mangled body of the Marine controlling it. So at least they have an excuse with the Dreadnought. But regular Marines, they don't exactly have that much excuse. Okay, so I've got the head, which will now go in here, which will sit probably on top. Actually, yeah, it'll probably sit on top of this, which will probably sit right here, which goes on top of that. That's making sense now. Okay. Yeah. I mostly also don't want to get this thing fully assembled before I at least start getting some paint on it, because some areas, like the details on this connecting piece here, will be an absolute bitch to get to whenever it gets inside of the torso. Because, sure, you won't be able to see everything on it normally, but even still, it's like, it would just look so weird not having it at least mostly painted. Plus, being able to get to all the details of the head will be harder. Let's see here. So now we got the two pieces here, 38 and 39, which have to be these. Yes. I say it might not be, but I don't see anything else that even comes close to what it looks like, or what looks like it would even fit there. Yeah. I have to actually clean this up with the snips. Yeah. Like, especially on some of the larger vehicles and heavier models and whatnot. Well, heavier. It's like, unless you're okay with having areas that you just straight up can't paint, then yeah, subassembly is kind of required. Okay. Oh, hey, Ryu. How you doing, pup? Yes, I'm working with models. You don't have to look at me so accusingly. She's looking at me like, hey, don't you want to go out or anything? Silly dog. Let's see here. So these go together like so. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. I think that's about right. Of course, I missed the mark on where it actually connects, which is awesome. There we go. That got it. This other one. There we go. Had just a little smidge of sprue still kind of fucking it up. Okay. And then that's going to be 40 is the next piece. Yep. Okay, before I glue that on. Yeah, once this goes on, I can't get the head on anymore. So I have to get the head done before I put that front panel on. Okay. Let's see about 41. Does that keep me from getting that front panel on? If I put this here, I have it the wrong way around. There we go. So if I put this here, then the front panel can still go on, but it goes on a little better with it there first. Gotcha. Let's clean this up, see if it fits together okay if I put that top on first. Okay. So now, if I get that there, and this can fit in easily enough. I can work with that. We'll get just that little bit of that glue on and lock it in place. Sweet. Yeah, I realize I kind of meandered into the frame again. Okay. Got that. And we have 42, 43, which are going to be these two. It's funny, these like super thin cutters tend to get stuck more than the thicker cutters. Get back here. Ah, yes, rolling chairs roll so well on carpet. And I can't complain too much. Oh, I can complain all I want, I guess, but it's not going to do any good. Hey, Rue. She's just staying just out of reach. Okay, and this just gets slapped onto the back right here. Yep. Nice. Gotta have the massive exhaust pipes. Huh. Sorry, looking at some of these next steps. Like, good grief. Like, looks like you are assembling each and every finger onto the hands. That's if you're using power fists. Which I do not plan to use power fists, but I want to make sure that I get the right weapon assembly done. Contemptor. So he can use the assault cannon. or multi-melta. Which I want 2 with assault cannons, 1 with multi-melta. Yeah. Let's see. Contemptor combat weapon. So that's just his hand. Okay. So I do need to do 1 hand and 1 gun. So I'm mostly done with this. Yeah, 28, 29, and 30. Okay. So it goes together like so. Yeah. This feels like this will be a pain in the ass if I want to get all of it painted, but at the same time, not much of it will really be visible. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Worst case, I'll have a second one to make it better, right? Okay. And then we have 26 and 27. Yep. Hey, Rue. What's up? Like, Pup might need to go out to use the bathroom before too long. I figure when I take her out, that'll be about when I call the stream. So maybe another half hour? Yeah, that'll work. And what I think I'll probably end up doing between streams is prime this and prime the next sheet or two. That way I don't have to worry about priming them after assembly. Then I can just paint as I go. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, that is kind of a cool looking gun. Just like, yeah. It brings much shusting to the table. All honesty, what I usually end up doing with that is I just take my knife and just scrape off the primer where I'm going to glue it together. It's not perfect, but it works out decently usually. Usually. Okay. Now for this pain in the balls. So his right hand is this, so I need to do the left hand assembly, which is 24 and so on. Let's see, this is 18. Ew. True. Very true. Okay, so that's 24. Then I have 25, 26, 27, and 28. $25, 26, 27 and 28. And 28. I will say I've never worked with a model that was big enough to have its own. No, I have. It's been a while since I did the finger assemblies for the Redemptors. But I think that they had theirs like mostly as just like a hand already assembled. So there wasn't this fiddly, you have to assemble each hand piece by piece. Yeah. That's how that goes in. Okay. Let's go ahead and curl these fingers in just a little. Go. And the thumb. Ah, I missed a spot on the thumb for the cleanup. That's why that didn't fit right. Like, that's kind of at a weird angle. Why is that? That's decent looking. Okay, so that's the hand. Looks like regardless of hand or weapon, there's two assemblies for the next piece of 5A and 5B. It's 5 and 6. Here's 6. Where's 5? This must be 5. Yes. Yep. Okay. Good. Five and 6. And here's another 6. And the other 5. Get back here. Only thing I really hate when I'm cleaning up a piece like this is when it just about goes flying. That moment where your finger slips when you're trying to trim off a little bit of sprue, and then the piece just goes off into the nether. It gets claimed by the warp. Okay. For a second, I almost forgot that I had music playing, and I was about to start humming. The Nighthaunt models look so cool. They're just too damn spindly. Okay, got that. Now I have the two shoulder pieces. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. 1, 2. Sorry. 1, 2. No, that's 21. Where's 2? Ah, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. I mean, I can't blame you there. Like, you're just badass. I mean, the Battle for Middle Earth stuff is a GW property, so I could see it having the inspiration there. I don't see myself doing these streams every day, but I'll probably be doing this type of stream a couple times a week, at least till I start back for the finish or to finish up the year at the office. Wonder if you could actually get away with proxying them because they are technically official GW models. As long as they're on the right base and have discernible enough features. Ah, that's a shame. So I'm done. I'm gonna have to rake off all these little shavings and throw them into my sprue goo jar. Here, how does this actually fit together? Ah, there we go. Yeah. So this, it's on here. Yep. Actually, no. Unless... Yeah, that's how... Okay. Yeah, I was just holding it wrong. Makes sense now. What's up, Rick? You trying to get my attention, little pup? Well, if you can be patient for a little bit longer, pup. Not too much longer. And that'd be appreciated. Okay. There's that piece. And since I now know how this goes together, this one should go on just fine. Okay. Shoulder plates that would make a Marine cry. Okay, so we have... Eight and 9, which are these two pieces. Then we have the built-in combi bolter, which is 5C. Oh, sorry, that's 11. Yeah, here it is. Then that goes into 5C, which is this. And that has piece 12, which is here. Hey, pup. You gonna hop up? Good. Up, up. Good girl. Okay, then this just sets in there. And I assume this goes over the top. Okay, then we can go ahead and put this little piece in here. Then this piece here fits right back here. Yeah, fits on like that. Okay. So many small sub steps. Okay, so we have 25 and 29. 29 and 25. This does not glue in, or no, it does. Okay. Weird, because it looked almost like it said to not. It does. Okay. do think I have an idea for how to do this to magnetize it. Could possibly put a small magnet inside of this piece, and then when assembling the weapons, I could magnetize that, putting just small magnets inside or small pieces of metal that the magnet could grab onto. That way I could actually still have this and be able to rotate the arm inside the piece. Yeah, that's something that I can try at least. Okay. Okay, so I got those arms done. Then this glues onto this, which then will go onto this. Okay, so for this, kind of want the gun to be a little off to the side, like he's got it kind of canted out. Yeah, I can work with that. I like. It's like a super awkward spot to have a gun is in the palm of their hand. Like, it makes sense because, you know, they could just, like, point their arm forward. It's also that, like, feels like it'd be a little hard to hit anything like that. Admittedly, it's 40K. Logic doesn't exactly have to make sense. Yep. Ah, my brain. I'm just sitting here like, yeah, there's a stark difference. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. Okay. Again, not wrong. Just try telling that to the various authors for Games Workshop who like to give people endless ammo supplies during combat. Yeah, we don't want that basic front chest piece. We want one of these more, like, custody appropriate chest pieces. Yeah, that's way better. So, yeah, originally I'd snipped out this chest piece here, which is just a basic flat chest piece. Then I saw this one with the double-headed Aquila for it. It's like, yeah, that's more appropriate for the custode. Although apparently there's even one with the Eye of Horus. Totally something that a custodian would want. Well, yeah. Okay. So now I've got my dreadnought ready to be painted up or primed up and assembled and painted and all that good stuff. Yep. Bam. Not bad. Does feel a little small for a dreadnought. Admittedly, I am used to my Redemptor dreadnoughts, so that does make some sense. It's like, one sec. Thankfully, my microphone is a little lav style, so it just comes with me. Let's see here. Looking around to see if I can remember where I put that. Up. Hip up. Of course, Rue sees me move, and her first thought is, oh, hey, we're moving now. We can do something. Which, I mean, it makes sense. Ah, that's where I was looking. Yeah, it's like, for scale, this is the Redemptor Dreadnought. So, quite a bit bigger base. Gun's about the same size. Hand is, well, a lot bigger. And technically, the Redemptor is also a lot stronger. I believe the Redemptor costs a bit more points, too, though. And unlike the Contemptor, Contemptor has 10 wounds, toughness 9. The Redemptor is toughness 10 with 12 wounds. 195 point for the Redemptor compared to 170 for the Contemptor. But the Contemptor doesn't bracket when it gets damaged, so kind of better. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and call the stream here. So, I want to thank you all for hanging out, for checking out my first test stream on this setup. And I'll be trying to do this a couple more times throughout the week and see how things go from there. Anyway, catch y'all around. Take care.